been done by the Democrats for African Americans. They've been very disrespectful, as far as I'm concerned, to the African American population of this country. And we are making it a very important part of our speeches and of our thought process. And it's had a tremendous impact. People are hearing the message. But a very important part of the message for me is the African American community, because they have really been let down by Hillary Clinton and the Democrats.
All right, that was Donald Trump. He was speaking at a breakfast that he held here in New York City last week. Joining me now is Quanell X. He is the leader of the new Black Panther Nation. He's a community activist as well, as you might expect. Quanell, very nice to talk to you again. Thank you for joining us today.
Greetings to you and your listening audience. Thank you for having me, sir.
You're quite welcome. Your reaction to Donald Trump, because, and I ask that question in this context. As a longtime watcher of politics, never in my time have I seen a Republican leader come out and make such blunt, clear statements about the failure of the Democratic Party to serve a voting bloc and a group of people, and particularly blacks. What is your reaction as the founder of the new Black Nation, new Black Panther Nation, to Donald Trump?
Is only saying things that he's saying because he's doing his best to try to gain African American support in the general election, because he knows if he can receive any degree of significant support from the African American community, he could beat Hillary Clinton. So he sees this as an opportunity to perhaps help him win the election. But the bigger question for us as black people is what Donald Trump said the truth? We may not be the vessel that said it, rightfully so, but is what he's saying the truth? And what he said about the Democratic Party and its failure and its deceivement of the African American community, it is absolutely true.
Yeah, I really don't like identity politics, whether it be racial politics or anything else. And I hate it when politicians talk about a group of people like Latinos as if they all believe the same thing, blacks as if they all are of one collective mind and incapable of individual thought. And I find it really interesting that Trump is speaking the truth here. Whether you vote for him or not, or whether you like him or not, he's finally dared to say what a lot of people in this country won't say. It's not working for the black community. All you have to do is look at the black unemployment rate. It's appalling.
You know, many of us in the African American community believe that when we elected the first African American president in this country's history, Brother President Barack Obama, we thought significant change was going to come. We really believe the slogan, change you can believe in. I cried the night he was elected. I cried when I cast my vote for him, as well as my mother. I have to be very honest with you. After 8 years of President Obama, the condition in the black community has not gotten better. In fact, it's gotten worse. We were told, well, in the first 4 years, he has to get reelected, so be patient with him. Many of us advocated that and stood with him at that point. Now it's been 8 years, and we still haven't got anything. And we're being told, well, his legacy after office really tells what he did for us. No other voting constituency or bloc is being told to be that patient with black people. We have to say for once and for all the raw, unadulterated truth. We have given undying love and committed support to the Democratic Party, and that love has not been reciprocal. They have not given back to us what we have given to them. They have totally taken our votes for granted because they feel like they don't have to earn our vote, that we're just going to give it to them. If we're going to be conscious, critical thinkers in the 21st century, we don't have another generation to lose by teaching them to vote a straight Democratic ticket, and we're voting for individuals and candidates who have never agreed to do one thing for the black community. Some of us even voted for Senator Byrd while he was in office, when he was in the Senate, because we voted a straight Democratic ticket, not even knowing that this man was one of the founders of the Ku Klux Klan. See, that's the ignorance that we've been taught, voting a straight party ticket. We don't have another generation to lose like that. We have to be conscious thinkers. Do I think that Donald Trump is the right vessel to say it? No, I do not. But I respect when any man, whether I like him or not, tells me the truth.
Do you believe him, or are you just grateful that he put those issues on the table so that they can be talked about and somebody can address them?
Donald Trump said that, what do you have to lose? Well, let's be honest. Whether I believe him or not, we're not going to get anything from Hillary Clinton. That's my honest opinion. We talk about Hillary Clinton as though she's a friend of the black community, but many of us don't know that when her and her husband was pushing that bill, H.R. 3355, the Crime Bill Act, she called African-American young men predators who needed to be brought to heel. That is a term you use for dogs. And that bill that she pushed with her husband devastated tens of thousands of black families. Now they want to turn around and apologize for the error. This same lady, Hillary Clinton, has supported Planned Parenthood and supported the founder, Margaret Sanger. But nobody in the black community said to this lady, Margaret Sanger was an avid racist who went to work for Adolf Hitler because she believes in eugenics and exterminating black women. It was founded so black women could not have babies. But yet Hillary Clinton will speak about Planned Parenthood, but won't talk about its root of its history in exterminating black people. Hillary Clinton, when she went to the funeral of Senator Byrd, the former Klan leader, she spoke about that man like he was the second coming of Jesus Christ. But yet you say Donald Trump was endorsed by David Duke. Well, he rejects that endorsement. He did get the endorsement, and David Duke is a racist. Well, what about the man you spoke so glowingly about at his funeral, Hillary Clinton, that was the founder of the Ku Klux Klan? See, it takes intelligent, strong black men and women who know the truth to finally stand up and speak it. But I'm one voice that they don't control.
We got about a minute left, and I don't want to go away from this topic. Why is it that it takes someone like you to finally stand up and say what you just said? Where have other leaders in the black community been that they didn't voice this same dissatisfaction and distrust?
I believe there's three reasons. One is I would never seek an elected office. I have no desire to do that. Two, the Democratic Party does not fund me. I'm not on their payroll. And three, because I love my people enough to speak the raw, unadulterated truth even when it's not popular. Because one thing about Jesus Christ, he didn't come into the world to be popular. He came into the world to be right. And right now, we have too many African-American leaders that are absolutely under the thumb and the control of the Democratic Party. And I believe that we as black people have to look at every party. I am a registered independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a registered independent. I've been away for 16 years. We as black people got to be willing to sit down with members of every party and have a sincere dialogue and say, here's the black agenda from the black community. Where do you stand on it?
I got to cut you off, brother, but thank you so much for being a guest. Thank you, Quanell.
Thank you, sir, for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Quanell, and thank you so much for watching the Steve Malzberg Show tonight. I'll be back tomorrow, but before I leave, do the police need a warrant to view your cell phone when you're arrested? Alan Dershowitz has the answer.
You probably know that during an arrest, a police officer can pat you down without a warrant. Also, during an arrest, the police can make initial searches of your briefcase, your vehicle, maybe even your wallet. But let's say you're arrested and the police find your cell phone in your pocket. Can they read your call log, your text messages, and your emails without getting a warrant? Recently, in a unanimous decision, the Supreme Court came together and said, absolutely not. The police must first obtain a warrant before searching your cell phone. The Fourth Amendment protects Americans from unreasonable searches and seizures. The justices emphasized just how much information is stored on the average American cell phone. And just because your phone is now easily portable does not make it any less worthy of the constitutional protections that the Fourth Amendment affords. The interesting question that has come out of this landmark decision is what's going to happen to all the cases of the people previously convicted using evidence that was taken from their cell phones without a warrant. Will those convictions be overturned? Future rulings will have to make that clear. So know your rights and act accordingly. I'm Alan Dershowitz for Newsmax TV.